If the issue is sensory for students, sometimes even switching pencils sometimes make a noise that really hurts the ear, and so switching to pens really does affect that difference a lot. So if it's a sensory issue, like you notice that they're holding their pen really far up, or they're writing really lightly, that could be a sensory. And so you want to look then to see if there's a pen, a marker. For those who have sensory issues, smelling markers work really well if you can find a really good smell, and they make them really skinny or really thick depending on what you need for that student. Smensels is another one that also has some really good smells. If you're looking for something that has some pull sensory-wise, you're going to want to look at chalk. And even if you're like, oh, but chalk doesn't have the ability to be more of a pen, well, they do make some pen chalks. So you can actually put the chalk into something that is like a pen, so they get the feeling of the pen and they don't get the chalk on their fingers. For things like wet, dry, try, and handwriting without tears, you want that chalk so that they can do the next try afterwards, and that chalk will disappear when they write on it. But if you're just looking for that feeling and you want that glide that a chalk gives, then you could also look at putting it in that. Things like mechanical pencils, sometimes if you have a student who pushes too hard, mechanical pencils can be very annoying because every time you push to make it hard, it'll break. But it can also stop that habit of pushing too hard because they have to push less hard. So it depends on what the sensory issue is there. We're also looking at if it's wrist development. If it is wrist development, some things you can look at as opposed to the finger or fine motor. Weighted pencils can help a lot with that, to develop that wrist development and to give that weight that they might need, that kind of helping them understand it's proprioceptive, to help them understand where their fingers and arm and wrist are in space. Sometimes that weight really does make a difference. And weighted pencils you can also get at Abilitations Integrations. They come in all kinds of different weights and sizes. You can get them on thick pencils like this, or you can get them on normal sized pencils that are this size, so you can kind of see the difference. They have them at all different sizes, all different kinds, all different weight sizes actually as well. If you're looking for something to develop wrist, the other one that's really good is called a Handy Writer, and you can get that in different locations. What's nice about the Handy Writer is it actually goes all the way around your hand. The student holds the little bitty dolphin here with their little fingers, so it gives them something to kind of tuck those little fingers away with. So they have those little fingers tucked away, and it just leaves those 3 fingers left. And then you've got the pencil here, and this one isn't actually sharpened, but you'll put it straight through the loop, and you'll do this for the student because they can't do it on their own, especially the beginning times. But you'll notice there's a lot of pull here, and you can feel it. Your wrist can actually feel that pull for when you're actually writing. So depending on what their writing issue is, this is a good one if you're looking at that wrist and you need that development and that pull as they're writing.